We are now outside my home, and here you see something well known, the Paxter, and I have Arild with me from Paxter, right? Yeah. And we're gonna do something fun today, out of the regular Tesla stuff. This Paxter is a bit special. So can you tell me, Arild, what is special with this Paxter?
Yeah, this is actually a proof of concept model for us. So it's a standard Paxter, but with an increased inverter to show the possibilities with a quite big battery pack as we have in a Paxter, and some cool things we can do with this.
Yeah, so yes, you guys guess it, we will charge the Tesla from the Paxter, but with some proper speed this time. So let's check out the back. Voila! So it's a little bit unusual here because we have some extra inverters. So what are these three?
Yeah, this is three quite beefy inverters from Victron. So this is a three-phase system. So it's running one phase on each inverter, and they are communicating together and setting up system where we can output big, and we also have this charger. So we have the type 2 output, so we can charge directly to your car, and we also have a type 2 input, so we will see later. So,
but okay, so one thing I noticed is okay, you have three, so this is for three-phase, right?
Yeah.
You guys see where this is going. So it's three-phase with a charging station. Also, you guys also recognize this as Salto, or Salto sells them in Norway. And these are home inverter, right? Home, because they could kind of look a little bit big and heavy.
Yep.
So yeah, let me show you on the sides. Yeah, there's pretty cool stuff on the side also. So the extra stuff we have here is a type 2 outlet. So with this one, you guys have configured it for 7.5 kilowatt three-phase output.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and also on the other side, not only that, but on this side you also have type 2 input. So we can charge the car pretty fast, but we can also discharge it pretty fast. But right now, let's test the charging capabilities. And this is the app that the Paxter users use. It's the Fleet app. And we can see here that the BMS, well, the BMS tells me that we have 12 degrees Celsius in the pack. Cell voltage is 331. And this one, BMS current. So the car is on right now. So it's pulling 2.4 amp from the main pack. We have 99%, and you see this is the pack voltage, 53 volt. So we're pulling a little over 100 watts right now, and it's going for the inverter because the inverters are on right now. So it has a little idle pull there. And then what else? I think the rest here is not too interesting. So right, and now we start charging. Let me just plug it in. This is just a regular type 2 cable. You guys recognize it. And then we open the charge port on the Tesla, plug it in, and then it will start doing the handshake. Oh, I heard a little click on the Paxter side. Oh, that was quick. Okay, let's check it out. So now we can see also in ScanMyTesla that I have 59.2% before we start. I switch off heater, and it's now, okay, let me see, do I have to manually throttle? Okay. Okay, so we can't go more than 11 amp, otherwise we will overload the inverters. Wow, this is so weird. We are charging at 8 kilowatt from the Paxter. Huh? So you guys remember when I tested the Honda E, but that was via Shuko. And the Honda provided, well, I pull about 1.2 kilowatt, and it took forever to just gain something. But let's see, you know, we should switch to display kilometers instead. Okay, let's see now. So when we start, we have, well, we already added 1 kilometer. This goes so fast. We started with 281 kilometer, and we can just see now. See the voltage. Yeah, the voltage is good, 230 volt. getting 46 kilometers per hour. That one might stabilize after a while. But this is, man, 8 kilowatt. Well, actually, well, it reports 8 kilowatt here, right? Because, yeah, but if you see here, according to the BMS or ScanMyTesla, there, the battery is getting 7 kilowatts. So the rest goes into losses and a little bit of pump. You see the pumps are running. So 7 kilowatt into the battery. Wow, that is proper speed. Look, we already added 2 kilometers. So, you know, if this was a case where you got stranded by the road, and let me close this one. You got stranded by the road, then some Paxter comes. I mean, it's just a proof of concept, but it's pretty cool that it works. We are charging a Tesla or anything really. It doesn't have to be a Tesla, but it prefers 3-phase, but it's pretty cool that it works. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Yeah, we should see in the back, right? There's some interesting stuff in the back going on now. Oh, the fans. Okay, can you open the other side also, please? So the fans start running now. Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, interesting. Let's see. Okay.
One phase. Next phase. Third phase.
And there was a total. This one. Ah. So this one outputs 7.2. It means that inside the screen, you guys remember, it reported as 8 kilowatt, but the battery, I mean the BMS in the Tesla reported getting 7 kilowatt input. And this one is outputting 7.2, 7.3. Huh. Does it mean that there's only 300 watt loss in the... Well, this 7.3 is after... Oh, it disappeared. It's after the loss from the inverters, right?
Yeah, this is what it actually outputs.
Ah.
So this should be... But I'm not sure of the accuracy of this, but it should be quite accurate, I think.
So this one is outputting 7.3 right now?
Yep.
Okay, and let's double check here again that nothing has changed. So, oh yeah, Ariel, you should see here. Oh, there. The car is reporting getting 7 kilowatt.
Yeah.
So that means only 300 watt loss in the charger. I mean, I've proven it before that 7 kilowatt charging is very efficient. Wow, but just, you know, okay, but you guys might be wondering, what is the point of this? It's proof of concept. It's to show you that it is possible for battery electric vehicles to output some decent power. But okay, let's run it for a little while because I want to see what happens with the temperatures. You see now we are at 19 degrees Celsius, and yeah, the BMS, yeah, so it's pulling 185 amp roughly, plus minus a little bit, but it's roughly 180 something. We're down to 77%, and the voltage has dropped a little bit because we are pulling. Yeah, when you pull current from the battery, the voltage will drop, and also we are discharged to 77%. And now let's check the heat generated from the inverters. So you see here we have the FLIR camera attached to my phone, and you can see, okay, this is a bit weird. I'm just filming the screen here, but because the frame rate on the FLIR is kind of shitty. But you see that if you point towards that center, we get around 20 degrees Celsius, and that's because the fans on the inverters are right behind the wall, so it's just blowing against the. And this side seems to be a little bit warmer. We seem to have 23 degrees. And Ari, can you open the back? Let's see now. So if you see here, so we don't have any ventilation here because, I mean, it's not made for it, but at least here, oh, it's getting nice and warm in here now. Ooh. So here we have about 30 degrees, 32 degrees at the hottest. And I guess the charging station shouldn't be, yeah, you see, charging station is cold because it's nothing, not much stuff going on there. It's just some electronics, some communication stuff. But here is where the work is being done, converting DC into AC before the charging station. And then as for the Tesla, it shouldn't be much going on here. Well, you see, interesting. You see that we also have a little bit of loss in the cable. Okay, the temperature here might not be a little bit, it might be off, but at least it shows you that you have some loss here in the cable. All right, it's been 25 minutes now, actually 26 minutes since we started charging. So you see that the state of charge has gone up. We are still getting stable 7 kilowatt into the Tesla battery. And this one now reports that we have added 22 kilometers of range. So this is so much faster than the Honda. Well, I mean, the Honda wasn't made for charging a car, you know, yeah, but anyway, I think we will stop charging now and then let's calculate some numbers. So I've prepared all the numbers here. The temperature in the battery pack and the Paxter went from 12 degrees to 26 degrees during the charging session.
Yep.
We charged for almost half an hour. And then Tesla went from 59.2% to 64%. And then the Paxter went from 99 to 52%. So it's almost a 10% ratio here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we also saw that the inverter, it outputted 7.3 kilowatts. And then that didn't make sense because the Tesla was getting 7 kilowatt into the battery. And when the car is just stationary now with the pumps running, it pulls 3.3 kilowatt. So, okay, but that equals to 4% loss at least. There's a little bit loss here. But the most interesting part is that the Paxter delivered 4.3 kilowatt hour, and then the Tesla, after all the losses into the battery, was 3.3 kilowatt hour. So that's 23% loss.
Yep. But it's quite a lot loss. But again, it's a 48 volt system, so there is some loss here to make 400 volt 3-phase.
But I heard that you guys used thick enough cables, right?
Yeah. So the voltage drop between the battery and the inverter is really low. It's around a volt. So there is not much loss up to the inverter. But of course, there is some loss in the inverter. But I do think this inverter is quite efficient actually compared to others. So yeah.
So it could be that how much is this? So yeah, this one, it seems like most of the loss happened in these 3 inverters.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah. But in comparison, because you guys might be thinking this is quite high, right? So we had, well actually, on the BMS, is it 100% correct? Because
No, the BMS state of charge in the Paxter is according to the current reading, and there is a little bit uncertainty on the current there, so there might be a little bit off in the reading from the BMS as well. But yeah.
Okay, so it means that the 23 I measured could be 18 or it could be 25.
Yeah, it could be a little. Yeah, could be. So
around roughly 20% loss. But if you compare to the Honda E that I did earlier this summer, that one had 32% total loss.
Yeah.
And the reason is that the power was so low on the Honda, so the Honda had to keep the screen on the Honda for long, and also Tesla had to keep the pumps and everything running and do the whole thing. So that's why. So in general, you know, the higher the power, the better efficiency.
Yeah.
Up until a certain point, right?
Yeah.
But you know, we're not done yet. So now we're gonna show you how you can charge this, because yeah, I know some people commented in my videos that it has a slow onboard charger. Well, this car has gone to the gym, so it has beefy onboard charger now. So you have to go to Fortum or somewhere and test this.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are now outside of McDonald's. Over here, Circle K is over there. You see, on that side we have the Fortum fast chargers, 50 kilowatts, but we are going to test 22 kilowatt now. So we prepare the cable. We still show the setup. So here we have type 2 22 kilowatt. It's 400 volt. So the way we have configured the inverters in the Paxter, it needs 400 volt. It's just for you know, playing around. So now we just plug it in on that side. So this is the input side of the Paxter. So no, this is not standard equipment. It's just something we are playing around with. And then we just tap the RFID and it should start charging, right? Let me see. It should do the handshake and... Oh, that was quick. I think we're charging now?
Let's see.
Okay. Where can we see battery status? In here? Are these different? Because... Oh.
You heard...
Click, click, yeah.
So now you see...
Can you get this?
Grid.
Okay. Is that from one?
No, total.
Oh, total. Oh, yeah, total. Oh, let me see. It's hard to see the... There, I see the display now. Okay, so it's...
6,000.
Oh, is it pulling 6 kilowatt?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was 5 kilowatt.
Yeah, it would probably adjust down a little bit, I think. But
And what is that output? What?
yeah, so output is out from battery, so it's not outputting from
Oh,
battery.
okay.
So here you see in for each L2, L3, and total. This is for each.
So now this is way beefier charging speed than the standard onboard charger. Because the standard...
Standard is 1.2 actually.
Yeah, 1.2.
Yeah. But we can run the original charger on top of this if we wanted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that's just to show you that, you know, we're using the Type 2 right now here. But in the front, we also have the Schuko part that, you know, that I use when I tested the car. So you can actually double input simultaneously into the battery and it can still deal with it. So it means 6 kilowatt here plus, so then we get 7.5 into the battery.
I think more realistically 6.2 actually. Total.
6.2, yeah. So now I guess we just wait a little bit and we check out how the status of the Paxter is. I forgot to show you guys these ones because, you know, we've been using the Type 2 interface for charging cars, but we can also take out and this is just a regular 16 amp 400 volt. So if you have some, I don't know, something that requires power, proper power, let's say a garbage compressor or a washer, a powerful washer, industry washer or something, power tool, you can connect the Paxter and do it. And also you can also charge it via red plug. So you see, but of course you cannot do this simultaneously with the Type 2 up and running, but at least they have configured it to be very, very flexible. And on this type of setup, you can do almost anything you want. Okay, we started with 49%, and in less than 10 minutes, we are already at 56%. Is it? So the battery is just 9.2 kilowatt hour, and we are inputting, well, how much was it again? 6.4, but after loss, yeah, so after loss, we are getting around 5 kilowatt. So that's more than 0.5 C. So, but you know, now we're going to show you the other party trick, which is that Arild, now if you can just help me plug in. So, you know, the Paxter has been configured to run into, I don't know if you call it duplex mode or whatever. So while we are charging, yeah, so then it's just press this one. While we are charging the Paxter, let me show you now. It looks so weird because we are charging the Paxter and you can also charge the Tesla simultaneously.
I think it started to charge, so you can check.
Huh? It's green. So now we will see. We might blow some fuses because they set up the Paxter to be a little bit careful. So you just see what happens. But it should at least be able to run this for about 10-15 minutes. Because let me see. There. Oh, wait, not 16 amp. Let's tap it down to 11 amp. Yeah, okay, 11 amp. You see, what happens now, which is interesting, is that you can see it here in ScanMyTesla. I'm getting 7 interesting. You saw earlier outside my house, I was getting 4 kilowatt. No, sorry, I was getting 7 kilowatt. But why am I getting 7.3 kilowatt now? Well, because remember, the voltage from the Paxter was 230. This is per phase. But over here, it's 240. We also saw that in the Paxter. The voltage on this charging station is very nice and high. So that's why I'm now pulling, I don't know how much it is. This might be close to 8 kilowatt. And just to explain what's happening right now is that before I plugged in, we were pulling 6.5 kilowatt from the plug. Now that I plug in, we are pulling 7 kilowatt here plus the 6.5. So we are pulling almost 14 kilowatt. Oh, how much? 10. Oh, did I do the wrong math? So this one reported as 10.
Oh, 11.
See, it's hard to see the display.
It's close to 11 from grid and output 8.
Oh, hey. Okay, well, at least it works. So it's not pulling 11. Yeah, almost 11 kilowatt. So you see, this is the difference between the onboard charger. Well, let me zoom out here. The onboard charger in the Tesla can only do one function, which is to take AC from the grid and convert it to DC into the battery. But these are the home, what do you call it, the home inverter, right?
Yeah, or it's just an inverter, quite standard inverter, I think. For typical solar uses, this is typically used because then they take from the grid and they can charge the batteries, but also take from the solar and send into the grid, so they are dual, going both directions.
So the difference between the car's onboard charger and this one is that this one can take the grid, charge the battery, but also the other way, but also the
you can switch over, so we can switch
pass through or whatever.
So it passing the AC directly through also. So it's kind of 3 ways.
Yeah, this is pretty cool because it means that with the whole setup we have now. Let's say if you only have Shuku available at some location, then you can slowly fill the buffer on the Paxter.
Yep.
And then if I want to charge, I can just plug it in the Paxter.
Yep.
And I get 7 kilowatts.
Yep.
While you are still pulling maybe 2 kilowatt from the grid.
Yeah. You can actually configure what to pull from the grid if you want. But you can also use the small trick of the normal small charge, and you can still charge out with high power as long as you have battery enough to compensate for the difference.
Yeah,
sure.
And also the setup right now is that the Paxter is charging at maximum speed, getting about 5 kilowatt into the battery.
Yeah.
And then simultaneously we are also charging the Tesla with full power, or at least 7 kilowatts.
Yeah. So it's a dual function here.
I've never seen this before. This is the first time. I've been driving electric for 7 years, so this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And give some possibilities here. There are some new possibilities in this that maybe need to be investigated more. I think also that vehicle producers should try to aim against giving these possibilities to the users, for sure.
Well, so let's say if you have solar, could you hook solar in directly to those boxes?
Yeah, you would.
And you can?
Yeah, you can do.
No, so it has already the whole DC whatever needed.
Yeah, the charging functionality to the battery and to do absorption and to float charge and things like this is built into this inverter. So it's a crazy good pack there. So yeah.
So it sounds like this is this is good for zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's perfect. It's what you need actually.
Yeah, this is Paxter. Okay, so we're back in my neighborhood now, and this was pretty cool, Arild.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, to show the whole what is possible.
Yeah.
But you know, this is it was more like a proof of concept, just to show you what is possible. Because don't get too caught up that it's a small battery and you know this has short range. But I mean, in the future we might see something in a Tesla. Huh?
Yeah, I think the vehicle producers actually have a responsibility here, because the possibilities with electric vehicles are really big, and I think that there is a lot of interesting things that this could be a solution for. Instead of large generators, for instance, this can solve even with the Paxter. With the Paxter battery, we are able to output quite good power. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, speaking of generator, you know, this system could output around 7 kilowatt continuous, right?
Yep.
And if we would get a Honda generator, you have to get 10 kilowatt peak, and that is around 8 or 7 kilowatt continuous power.
Yeah,
right?
Typically the peak of our generator is in that size. Yeah.
Yeah, and
that's a huge generator.
That's a huge. Yeah. So actually, now we're showing here that this, you know, the potential with electric, let's say, you know, full electric system without any fossil between,
yeah,
is just way better.
Yeah.
So yeah, what is the next step now?
Yeah, next step is maybe there will be people out there seeing solutions and thinking of new things that it could be used for. That's interesting to hear, I think.
Yeah.
So and probably there will be several new things coming. So yeah, let's see.
So my viewers might be wondering, is this something people can buy in the future?
Yeah, for sure. Right now it's not a model, but we do have Paxters with Victron inverter in. Mm-hmm. That is possible to buy, and we are legal to sell in road legal use. So yeah, it's possible, absolutely. So if there is a demand for this, it will come. So yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. And what about, I think last video, some people mentioned, or I mean, maybe I mentioned that you could maybe make an electric ATV from this platform. Could you?
Yeah, many parts is identical with a ATV, so for sure that's interesting. So again, I think it's more or less a demand. So if somebody wants and needs it, I think it will come. So we are interesting in producing vehicles for sure for oversight. So yeah.
You know, I started thinking, what about an electric ATV with more rugged wheels, tires, and with that inverter, a farmer could run some power tool, maybe electric chainsaw that requires some power, right?
Yeah, there's many possibilities. Yeah, but I think for a farmer, I think to have a cabinet actually have a volume also. So maybe the Paxter in itself is quite maybe closer to a farmer, or for municipalities like service people and stuff like that need a generator, then maybe can have an inverter. So yeah, it's interesting. Let's see what's coming.
Yeah. So I think I want to know, and I guess you also want to know, Arild, what about the audience? What do you guys want to see in future Paxter? Yeah. So Paxter, they will be reading the comments, get some input, get some ideas, also see what people are interested in. Yeah. So. Sure. Anyway, this was super nice, super interesting.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Arild.
Yeah, and thanks for coming.
Yes, but before we end, I have something. I will explain. But do you have kids?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Because here, you guys know what this is. So I have to get rid of this. It's just a bag of goodies. Yes, we have. This is Volkswagen chocolate and some candies. So I will split out some of this, and then Arild, he can get some candies to his children for a weekend. Yeah. So I still have more. So I have to get rid of the rest, but he will get some of it. So that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.